Our cities have been contaminated by industrial activity and the former use of leaded petrol and lead-based paints. This contamination remains in our garden soils and house dusts. Here, we explain our study findings, examining lead contamination in backyard soil, chickens and their eggs. Our study sampled 55 homes across the Sydney metropolitan area. We measured blood lead concentrations in 69 domestic chickens, and we collected data on 9 trace elements from different environmental sources, including soil, drinking water, and commercial chicken feed samples. The data showed that lead in soil was the strongest predictor of blood and egg lead concentrations. The average backyard soil lead concentration of 225 milligrams per kilogram was less than the Australian residential guideline of 300 milligrams per kilogram. But 22% of the homes analysed had at least one soil sample above the guideline value. 20 micrograms per decilitre is a lead level that may cause effects in chickens. On average, backyard chickens had a blood lead concentration of just over 34 micrograms per decilitre, and 45% of birds had elevated blood lead levels. Backyard egg lead concentrations were 3 times the food safety value of 100 micrograms per kilogram. Commercial free-range eggs had lower concentrations of most trace metals, including lead. 51% of backyard eggs exceeded 100 micrograms per kilogram, the food safety value. So what does this mean for our backyard chickens and their eggs? Well, to keep egg lead below 100 micrograms per kilogram, soil lead should be less than 117 milligrams per kilogram, or approximately 1/3 the Australian guideline. This will also keep chicken blood leads below levels of concern. Using data from VeggieSafe, we calculated the areas where the soil lead threshold for producing eggs was likely to be exceeded. In each of the cities, the areas affected are often older homes in inner city locations which have been impacted by historic contamination from industry, lead-based paints and leaded petrol. Affected homeowners might want to consider restricting the areas where their chickens roam to stop contamination of their birds and eggs. For those who are unsure about potential contamination, they can get their soils tested at VeggieSafe or through a commercial laboratory.